Welcome to Silver Bar Stacker, folks. I hope everybody's doing well and enjoying the start of their Wednesday. That's right, folks. It is Wednesday, and that means that we are halfway through the week, and I hope everybody is getting through it very smoothly. Only a few more days to go, and then we're going to be starting up another weekend of fun. And so yesterday we had the SBS drop, the TD Tuesday drop. We actually haven't had a single entrant yet, and I believe that's because the TD Tuesday drops are actually kind of the more pricey drops out of the 3 weekly drops we do each week. And so, you know, each stacker is on a budget. A lot of excitement has happened on the last few drops, and so I think people are kind of taking a breather between their stacking, which is exactly the way to do it when you are stacking. You got to pace yourself, right? The reason that we have 3 drops per week, and the reason that they vary widely in price points, is because we want to be able to accommodate each stacker, and so that you have options available to you at any given time when you're trying to make your purchases, right? And so that's why we've kind of introduced 3 different drops. On Fridays, we've got kind of the most accessible of all the drops. That's our Fractional Friday drop, and that's going to be usually in the $20 to $25 range, depending on the items in the stack packs. And then you've got the kind of the middle level ground, which is our Stack Pack Sunday SBS drops, and those are kind of usually going to contain vintage items, and those are going to be kind of in the range of like the $40 to $45 range, sometimes even $35. Like the Prospector drop we did was a $35 drop. So that's pretty cool. And then the TD Tuesday ones are actually the more premium ones, because each Tuesday we do feature a vintage Johnson Matthey TD Bank bar, and we're actually going to start incorporating some of the other bank products as well. So TD Tuesday ones are a little bit on the pricey side. As a stacker, you got to know there's benefits, right? There's benefits depending on the store that you purchase from, and so, you know, some stores might have like a monthly subscription, others might have like a membership program that you can opt into, others may have coupon codes that you can use that they give you from time to time. We actually have a couple of those options as well. We have the monthly tiers, right? We've got the copper, the silver, and the gold tier, and in fact we've actually already got a copper tier subscriber and a gold tier subscriber that are making good use of their benefits. And though, if you're not aware, those monthly tier subscriptions, it's something that you pay either $5, $10, or $15 a month, and then in return you get a couple coupon codes to use on your entire purchase of either 5, 10, or 15% off, depending on the tier that you're subscribed to. And in addition, you actually do get one chance to get like a $5, $10, or $15 refund on these already very well priced drops. And so there's quite a bit of benefits to joining the monthly tier subscription. There's in fact quite a few people who have bought stuff on the store where, had they had a monthly subscription, even if they just paid for 1 month just to get the coupon code, it would have benefited them for the purchases that they had made. So that's something that I think, as people start doing their research on the SBS website and they start to familiarize themselves with the new style of buying that is slightly a little bit unorthodox compared to where you would, the traditional bullion stores where you normally buy your bullion. We have that traditional method of buying, but we also have the SBS drops, which is kind of a very unique style of buying, almost kind of like a lottery system sort of drawing, just to kind of gamify it a little bit and make it a little bit more fun. And so I think once people start to research the website and start to familiarize themselves with the benefits of those monthly tier subscriptions, then we might start to see a little bit more excitement. And so, you know, that TD Tuesday drop, it's still kind of going on. The slots are still available, but, you know, if for whatever reason it doesn't sell out, no worries. We'll draw, you know, at least the items for those who did have a chance to enter, and then if not, we may end up just discontinuing it before we do the Fractional Friday drop. And so, you know, if that one's a little bit inaccessible, wait for the accessible Fractional Friday drop, or if fractionals aren't your thing, wait for the Sunday drop for some nice, cheap, nice priced vintage items. You know, the last Stack Pack Sunday drop was quite a success, and all 6 stack packs sold out relatively quickly within, I think, a couple days. So keep an eye out for the drops always. Always keep an eye out for the notifications on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed and you're notified that you have notifications on, because as soon as the videos go up, there may be a drop right at that moment. Is usually either when the drop goes up or sometime during the video premiere we drop the link in the comments. And so the people who are tuned in live usually to the premieres, they're the ones who get first dibs on the drops, because they're the first person to see the link. right? So anyways, now that we got that out of the way, a little bit of education regarding the website and the monthly tier subscriptions and the stack pack and the weekly stack pack drops, I wanted to get into a very, very rare bar. It's an Engelhard poured bar that I happened to win on an auction. I'm super excited to grab it because it's the second bar that I have, and it is in fact one of the few bars that I have that has an unknown mintage, in that it is not featured on allengelhard.com yet, and so I need to still submit this information to allengelhard.com. Now you see over here we've got these Colonial 1 ounce bars. These are extremely sought after 1 ounce press bars, Engelhard bars. You see them reselling for ridiculous amounts of money. These are actually Engelhard Tier 2 1000 minted bars. Colonial stamped there on the back. Very, very cool. A very iconic bar, and you know, there's a few people in the community who actually have these bars, and you know, they sell for a hefty premium, let me tell you. So these are very, very cool bars. Now there's also another poured, kind of like a pilaf looking bar, Colonial bar that's 25 minted. Extremely rare. I think the last example sold for some ridiculous amount of money. I don't know if it was like $1,000, $4,000, some ridiculous amount of money. That's a very unique looking bar, much uniquer than this bar. But this bar is not even listed on allengelhard.com. And this, as well as one of the other extremely one of the rarest bars that has a confirmed mintage that I have, would be this bar right here. This is a 10 minted bar. And what makes it a 10 minted bar is that prefix there, you got a 1 and a dot. Extremely unique stamping there on the back. So not only is this a 10 minted bar, there's only 10 of these out there that are like this, but I'm sure this is the only one that has a stamp like that. So this is a really, really unique bar with the confirmed mintage. Now this I'm going to need to submit to allengelhard.com because I got this Colonial 10 ounce bar. Extremely, extremely awesome. Now I managed to win an auction on a second bar of the same type, and so I'm extremely excited about that because it's an unconfirmed mintage. I didn't even know if they have any more of these out there, and so as soon as I saw this, I needed to fight over it. So let's take a look at this and compare it with this one. Alright, well, let's take a look and see what we got. Oh yeah, that is a beauty. And she is looking actually very, very similar. Very, very similar. Wow, they actually look very different. Take a look at this. So this one is much thicker. It's got a little bit more girth there. Interesting. Interesting, and it's got a little bit more. No, the width, it's the length is the same. The width is the same. The height is a little bit different there, and the girth. Is there a difference? There is a. These are very imperfect bars here. So let's go ahead and grab out the Sigma. Pure. Pure. Okay, so they're pure. Now let's take a look here. So let's take a look here. Interesting. This one's got much more unique stamping, and this is interesting. The fact that this is thicker, that's very interesting to me. They look a little bit different. So they're both pure. Let's take a look at them closer, side by side. Interesting. This is really crazy. I mean, these aren't even on allengelhard.com. And I know this one has been XRF tested. So I didn't buy this on a eBay auction. I didn't buy this on a Fleabay auction. I bought this from a legit auction house that XRF tests all of their stuff. So this is authentic. Sorry, this one is authentic. This one's the one that's been XRF tested. With that unique stamping there. So we're gonna have to reach out to allengelhard.com on this one, because I really need to report this regardless to them, so that they can start providing me with feedback. Maybe they have some mintage info on this, or maybe they've never seen this before. But you know, these Colonial 1 ounce bars, they're extremely highly sought after. Just the 1 ounce pressed bars, and these are poured beauties. So it's a really, really unique example. I know there's a 100 ounce example of the Colonial bar that is also not on allengelhard.com. You know, but it looks, you know, similar. It's got a similar look to these. I mean, all of these have a very similar look with that very iconic Colonial stamp. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this crazy unboxing. It's really unique to be able to see pieces like this, and so I try not to go too far down the poured silver rabbit hole, but you know, when I see pieces I was already collecting, and then I see a different variation of that, I kind of go a little bit strong with my bids. And then when I have an opportunity to buy a duplicate of such a bar, it just, you got to snipe it. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this Colonial Engelhard unboxing. Cheers.